Good evening, YouTube. OWCS is live right now for all regions, NA, Korea, China, and EMEA. And I happen to get a replay code for 2 matches, or 1 match here, which is Zeta Division versus Crazy Raccoons. And this is the season, Overwatch Season 1, 2026 is the season I'm trying to lock in and like try to improve again. I haven't really like VOD reviewed and try to improve at the game in a long time. I've been pretty stagnant, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm actually gonna watch the Kiriko POV from both Vigilante and Shu here. I think Violet swaps to Kiriko here. I'm not sure, I missed this. This is a game from literally 2 days ago, or one day ago by the time you watch this. So this is a very recent game. What these guys do on Kiriko in the pro level, and see how much of this translates into like my ranked games and how much more risk and opportunities I can be taking on Kiriko. Amongst these heroes, I don't play any Brig, I don't play Lucio. I'm mostly keeping an eye on Kiriko. It's one of the heroes I've been playing this season, one of the best heroes to play, to climb, because she's so strong, especially with the medic role, sub-role passive that heals her for 40% of the healing that her weapon does, despite the fact that the teleport doesn't remove the cleanse. But in any case, let's just kind of see what they do. Not all of it will translate in ranked, but like it's more about learning on how much limits he can push, both Kiriko POVs, based on the context of the game. And remember, adapting to your ranked games is like how you climb, right? Obviously, their teammates have a lot of trust in what they're doing, but it's context dependent and all that kind of stuff. Crazy Raccoon is proper and Shu's team, right? Zeta Division is Vigilante's team. I just gotta make sure I'm calling them the correct team here. CR is team 1, Zeta is team 2. So what do we have here? We're playing Kiriko Briggs. You know, what's interesting today is no Mizuki was played, for anybody curious. Brig is still a safer option to peel, simply because the cooldowns are more prevalent. Whip shot is a much shorter cooldown than a single chain hook. Single Brig packs are really good, and Brig's ultimate is a lot more proactive and very powerful in that sense. It can actually peel people off. It looks like all 4 of them start up here. Where I just want to get an idea of where Hisang is playing. So just a kind of a standard start here, okay? Nothing too crazy from Vigilante. I think when you watch the main broadcast, it looks super fast paced, but when you watch single POVs, it doesn't look that crazy. So he's taking a much more defensive position. This doesn't look anything out of the ordinary of my classic mid GM games.
Like a gentle rain. Also
for context, guys, I'm trying to hit champ on Kiriko. I hit champ in open queue 6v6. But like, I have not hit champ on 5v5. I haven't really played much 5v5 ranked in a long time until this season. So I'm starting to like, you know, trying to get back into form, you know. I've been stagnant for, you know, 8 years. Okay, good headshot here. Nothing too crazy. I feel like he's playing a very standard Kiriko. Both teams kind of feel each other out here. They're kind of just calling out positions. I guess one thing you can take away for those who don't know that I already noticed, 5 heals. Obviously there's no one to shoot at, so he's not peeking. But once you have an opportunity to shoot somebody, it's 5 papers into a heal. Wow, instantly. They took that position. They're gonna be in a tough spot. So he put his... So this is something that like, I can already tell, like I understand what happened here, but like this is something that you guys, if you were playing Kiriko, here, I guarantee everybody here's first instinct as a player, as a Kiriko player, is to back your ass up into the here. I know that's what my instinct would be. You see people pushing here, I have a bad habit of doing this and backing up this way, simply because I always feel like someone else is gonna be peeking here. So but this understanding comes from him understanding where everybody is already. It's probably called out, but it's mentally mapped. Like top players have a mental chess map in their head of where all the pieces and enemies are. And he knows all of them have committed up here because I think it was called out and he hears it. So instead of backing up into that archway, the first thing he did, you saw the tracer did to the right, he actually backs his ass onto the point.
Hey. I'm grateful.
And you just have to play slow and back this. This is probably a lost fight already, by the way. Yeah, nothing to take away from this one. Nothing too crazy here. So I like watching that from the defensive POV. Now let's watch what Shu did on offense to set that whole thing up. It's a pretty short game, but maybe we'll see what we can learn here. So again, remember how on the defensive side, you saw how they're feeling everybody out on where they're moving. They're playing clump, playing as a team, slow rotations. The tracers are the ones like dueling and probably pinging, calling everything out right now. So Hisang versus Proper. They rotate one side, they rotate to the left side. TP's across. You don't just randomly step out here. He just went for the safe TP across, okay? Because you can't risk ever peeking like that at this level. This is not normal to rotate like this in a ranked game. This probably won't happen to you. I guess the takeaway point is, remember how on defense, Crazy Raccoon set up here and then they backed up? The reason is because Zeta flushed them out. You have to send people to like actually contest this area, or else they're just gonna hold it the whole time. How many times have you guys like played Blizzard World where you just walk wide like this? step all the way here and you just stare at them while the enemy team just stands here. There's like 1 or 2 people still left here at DPS and they'll just pluck you in the ass. Then your tank will jump in and then they'll bitch at you as a support for not helping them. And then your support's like, guys, I can't, because like the Sojourner or the Hanzo sitting here is shooting me. Like you collectively as a team have to sweep this area off. Like that's why it's called staging or like posturing yourself to quickly sweep people off certain positions, or else like you can't do what you want to do. So like the Tracers are dueling it and then they understood that, CR understood that and they backed up. It's a lot of push and pull. That's why they went into the room first. That was so greedy. I like that though. That's the risks you take. It could have been bad though. That could have been really bad. But they're doing this at the highest level of play. If I was playing solo queue, I would probably still do that. TPing in because there's a bubble. Winston's making all the space. Getting booped back. Go. Ah, interesting. So Shu was only TPing in every time Winston had the bubble up. You would never TP in unless no bubble is up, because at the minute the Winston bubble goes down, enemies usually like to leave it. You play it safe until it's safe to TP. I like that. Okay. All right, let's go back in the defensive end now. Switch Kiriko POVs here. Ooh, a Mauga swap from Max. Was this the only Mauga played in the OWCS?
Let's stop that payload in its tracks.
Oh. High ground. I play here as Kiri. You just spam. Make sure everybody's topped off. Look, this guy's full health and he's still spamming. So I guess a small takeaway, you probably don't have to do this. There's a lot of pre-healing going on here. This guy's literally been full health, not a single soul shooting stalker. If you could be more optimal, you probably don't have to waste any downtime healing stalker. You can just spam in your ranked games. But I think the theory here is they haven't marked the enemy tracer yet. Like Vigilante here has no idea where Proper is yet. Proper could just randomly show up and just start like clipping people instantly. So like these pre-fired like Ofudas have travel time. So by the time like Proper shows up and starts dinging them as tracer, then like some of the heals are already going. That's what I'm thinking with the preemptive healing. It could also just be brain fart, just like you're automated. A lot of things are firing when you're at this level. You're making call outs. A lot of things are going. It might just be like muscle memory, because like a lot of Kirikos have it down where they just 2 kunais, full papers. But he does waste a lot of time doing it here. Honestly, if he wanted to be more optimal, he could probably spend more time. Like he did 2 into the thing. Like he took a little bit of chip. 1, 2. I mean, if you're not going to peek, you might as well heal if you're opting not to. But yeah, he's holding it a little too long, but it's okay. I'm just trying to think of the ideas there. You're just playing very safe here. Wow, they mirrored it. Wait, I just realized they swapped off. Oh my god. This might be still winnable. You have to leave that because you're in the LOS of the double rush. I realized, what's it called? They swapped off Winston and they mirrored the Maugas. So both teams expended the same ults. Pulse, Overclock, and Kitsune. Overclock, Kitsune, and Beat. So they won it simply because they had the beat, because Zeta won the first fight, which allowed Violet to be much more ahead on the Lucio beat, yeah? Yeah, they just simply had more ults. They expended 1, 2, 3, 4, and they just had no beat there on Choron. Honestly, not much to go over here. Pretty standard. They beated him in and he was low. Early Suzu. What rank is this? This is the highest. These are all champion like 1, highest pro players. Top Korean pros. It's a tournament pro match. Solo queue, they're all champion 1 probably peak. So if we broke it down, easy to see the macro. They had more ultimates used, but he popped High Noon and he got his face railed like this. Where does HP go? He actually got railed in the body, but when you pop High Noon, you have like 50% damage reduction, or is it 70%? So we actually took very little damage off that. But because you know they have a Kitsune rush coming and a big overclock shooting him, you want to make sure the High Noon lives as long as you can. So he Suzu'd a little early. Probably thought he would die. I mean, he's sitting in the disruptor shot, and then but Proper came in and got like a crazy stick. So a late suit. Like the idea of Suzuing early on the High Noon's not a bad idea. It's just they the attacking team, Zeta had the agency to wait and delay and wait, debate out certain resources before you go for it. He died even before the pulse went off too. Now from the other perspective, you can see the target priority is like they know the High Noon is coming. Literally every single person shot them. It was like on instinct.
Let the kitsune guide you.
It's go time.
That actually would have been good too, right there. I think the Suzu might have saved them, or like annulled some of the damage.
Let the kitsune
You hear it's
guide
high
you.
noon. Oh, he already drew it. It might have been a little late there. The timing.
Carried on the wind.
Interesting.
Help me move the payload.
Okay, well they won this fight. All right, next. Okay, to reposture. Tracer on the low ground on defense. Your 3 heroes take the high ground. Lucio can flip-flop between spots. Tracer is usually on her own looking for space. Same thing, Proper is mirroring and just looking for angles and openings. This is pretty safe. You have cover here. And if you get jumped, you bait the Tracer to using blinks on you, then you can just TP out. Because they're playing, the only person who can really threaten the Kiriko here is Lucio and Tracer, who can reach you at a timely manner. I mean, you can smell Milgaru from a mile away. Same with Sojourn, unless she slides into you. So like soloing off angle, not terrible. You get side angles like this. Ooh, and you get an idea there. Then you can pocket Hisang on the ground, because if you played high ground, Hisang would have to rely on health packs. So good defense there, good counter charge. I like that. Nothing you see is useful for plats in comp chat. Well, I'm learning Kiriko right now, and I just think, okay, step idea of defensive position was 1. Playing behind the tank 2, and then when you're regathering here, I mean, me by default as Kiriko, I play up here. I'm not gonna lie. I play here, poke here. I spam this choke. I spam here, but I think the idea, maybe I can start adding this spot. I honestly, guys, I don't play in here as Kiriko, so this kind of gave me another idea. It's not a bad angle by any stretch. 3 people, a lot of teammates will hold up here, right? And then the enemy team will like to push here. You get to sidestep here and shoot here. You get to mark this position and call it out for your team. If you have an off angler down here, they have a health pack, they can pop out for heals. Like if you're Kiriko and you're playing up here and your Tracer calls for help, what am I gonna do? Swing on over, look down and heal? This is not bad. I picked something up from this. I think that's fine. They did win the fight. I think Shu on the other end here was just having to deal with Tracer. Then they had to TP out. Proper got 1. He just TP'd to Proper on the other side there, but they had to retreat.
Let me balance you out.
Okay, he's just dead. Is the switching POVs every time kind of annoying? I'm trying to like break down what happened each time, but you know. Okay, so this is the next fight. Sorry, let me rewind it a bit. So again, now see where Vigilante's playing now. This is where I normally play. Like I said, this is where I normally start, but I guess you can start here when they haven't pushed out yet. And the moment they take this position and they start sweeping out this area, I guess the secondary fallback is here, which is the idea, I suppose, right? That's pretty good. Still have an angle here. Yeah, now you're dropping back into the second position. Okay, yeah. So I think for me, at least on Blizzard Roll, I'll start up there and then drop here. I like that.
Oh, let's break it.
The beat is coming, no fear. Well played.
I'm with you.
Oh, they C9'd? Yo, I didn't know it was like that. Yo, what the fuck happened here? Bro, Proper and Shu left 10 years ago.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Yikes. The cage definitely slowed them down a lot. That's correct. All right, back on defense now from Crazy Raccoon here. Pretty traditional Kiri. I play up here.
I'm on fire.
Now, I won't lie, in solo queue, I mean, this angle is good to spam this. Sometimes I'll swing wide here. Maybe, maybe not. But here is fine. Sometimes I play this wall early on as well. Back up this wall. But I guess here gives you this mini. And the fact that you have a Tracer always gives you a free TP out. So that's fine. But I think you can play aggressive here because you know you're going to rush this, right? Surely they're rushing this. Yeah, okay.
It's go time.
Ah. Damn. So that was a mirrored ult. It just so happened Zeta did it better. It was also rush and overclock, and this was also rush and overclock. But it just so happened Chorong was strafing, and Knife just ended up killing their Lucio first. Had Proper been alone in the back, he would not have gotten it. Shu TPing very briefly to help push the clock a little bit, push the payload a little bit faster. Probably was the difference there too. You're not wrong. Great headshots here. 15% ult charge. Nothing too fancy here. You're just poking.
Let me balance you out.
Stop the payload. Does it better than that?
What are they thinking here? You have a numbers advantage, so you're trying to posture and move up a little bit. Tracer just shows up out of nowhere, forcing you to look to the left. And now you just make sure Max doesn't get left out to dry. That's what Tracer does. The Tracer duel, even. Oh my god, the beats. Guys, the timing of this is so crazy. Everybody and their mom is getting shot at. This is the part where most support players here would panic and be like, what am I supposed to do? Big pulse into pulse. TP to try to sidestep that or to iframe it.
Behind you.
Feeling sleepy?
Cybernetic innovation.
All right, quick breakdown or tips to take away from this is when your Mauga cages, don't be a bitch. Go inside. That's it. Whose cage goes up first? Was it Max's or Milgaru's? Double counter charge. Okay, Max cages them both in. If you're a okay, they're kind of just caught though. To be fair, never mind. I was gonna say don't be a bitch and go in, but this is a blue team cage. Knife doesn't go in, does he? Oh, he does. He is no bitch. Here's the thing: if you just leave them in there, they die anyways. So you kind of just have to go in and not be a bitch and commit. See, I think Knife here. Knife, he's just like. He's not even in the cage, but he's like, what can he do? If he backs out, he's useless in the fight. He might as well be dead if he just decides to back up here. Like, there's nothing to do. So you just go in and see if you can trade. Yeah, he goes in, and he's shooting the Mauga as much as he can. Unfortunately, the pulse was in a great spot by Hisang, which was smart. You can stay outside and poke. The rest of the team, the enemy team, can just commit in the cage, and they'd be safe. I think the only person outside was the Tracer, and he was biding the time to blink in. If I side swing to shoot the Tracer, she'd be like, okay, bye, and go in, and then take a numbers advantage inside. I think you just have to go in. I think if it's only one person caught, then in the positioning of the cage was in a different spot, then yeah, you can argue to stay outside. But I think in this context, you had to just go in and have to just commit. Vigilante played a pretty standard Kiriko there. I don't think I took anything away from. I just looked at the team macro more so in the ultimate. Looked fine. Let me watch Shu's POV to see if there's anything to take away from this. Also just poking pretty safely. Kiriko posturing in here is quite nice. I'm not gonna lie, I don't come in here that often as Kiriko. I think for me, my problem when I play Kiri is that I tend to just play behind the tank like this nonstop. I think, especially on offense, don't be afraid to like take a different angle. I think they were also swinging, but then the team ended up backing up, and he's just staying a little bit longer, and then he can just TP out after. And he gets challenged by Chorong, just a quick boop to remind him that I exist, and then he has to TP out here, yeah? Yeah, he's gone. Go back to safety. But you take the aggressive position for as long as the enemy gives it to you. Chorong on the Lucio booped him once to be like, hi, I'm here. And then that's it. Make you panic a little bit. Ooh. I mean, I didn't learn anything from this, but maybe you guys did. Target priority. A lot of you guys here might be tunneling. This is fine. Good. Haha. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow papers. That's like 80 HP with the DPS passive, and it's a Lucio, and it's a Tracer chasing. Tracer cannot reach Lucio up here after she's reloading here. It's over. You as a newer Kiriko player might tunnel vision and be like, oh my god, low HP teammate. I'm gonna look at my Lucio still and try to heal. He did his job, gave him enough heals to survive. I'm done. Change my focus. What's actually going on in the action here? Because Shu understood that like Hisang is probably not going to chase a Lucio after he's this high up and he's topped off like that. There's zero chance. Now he's going to get shot at. He understood that. So he's just going to go in deep. Because he will die here. Stalker is peeking aggressively to get info. A slide for a cheeky rail from Knife on Zeta. Nothing's coming in. Hisang on the Tracer is blinking deep to get info. They figured out there's a lot of people there so now you posture and pick your spots here to kind of like get in this angle. Wow, so that's a coordinated play. That's not applicable in your ranked games. That play is a coordination play only. I do not recommend you do this unless you and the Mag are on the same page. But I like the idea. No fear. Max says I'm going in. Get in here for a deep Kitsune rush because he's gonna be deep in the tunnels.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
In the room. Violet gets left out. Suzu'd right when the stomp comes out. Try to TP to peel, but like wow, even through all that. Oh no, they won it. They won it. It was blue team.
It's go time.
Okay, another takeaway for you guys here is tempo plays like this. Very proactive ultimate usage on the defensive end by Zeta Division here. Do you see how? Did you see that? It's go time right here. How many of you guys would just play here passively and let the enemy attacking team walk up for free like this into this area? Sometimes catching them off guard is incredibly powerful. I would recommend being proactive and just ulting aggressively, especially on defense, goes a long way. Like, can you guys imagine you coming out of spawn here, you're walking up and then all of a sudden, oh my god, a Kitsune, like they're just aggressing on us. And now we're in this open space. Like, where is Garu going? This whole area is like so much more dangerous. The best you can do is either like leave here or like go back here, but that's too much distance to cross. Like if you fight here and then you pop like your ultimates here and you let them take this space, like now the attacking team can swing over here, play off the Mega. They can back up into this room. You can have the Tracers take this space. Somebody can jump up here. Like the Sojourn can slide up here and shoot the back. You take as much advantage as you can get. So I love that. I love the idea.
I'm on fire.
Stalker popped its go time. They called to disengage. They baited out Shu's Kitsune Rush. Now that's a resource trade because both teams are at the highest level. They understood that like Kitsune Rush is strong, obviously, but like Sojourn has kill potential for sure. But like they agreed the Kitsune Rush was coming in, everybody was gonna get buffed, and they were pressing W, so they disengaged. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Those are both very valuable ultimates. Hard to say which one's actually better.
Ends now.
30 seconds.
Now you have this ends now. Tracer jumping. You kind of just have to use Suzu. You got to make sure they don't die. They know they're disengaging, so you're TPing out to back up with them. Regroup yourself. They popped their ultimate and they didn't get a kill, but they get space on the cart. But now they get to aggressively use beat. Oh, let's break it down. He Suzu'd on the wake up, which kind of sucks. I think if I had to criticize this or analyze this, I think the Suzu was too early. But it's a read the situation now kind of moment. You do your best with what you're given, and if he had to be picky in hindsight, you don't Suzu the wake up on the Mauga and you do it a bit later. But like, we have the luxury of being able to see through the wall to know nobody's actually doubling up on it. Because like, very easily Stalker or somebody else could just slide in and do some crazy damage. They dropped a beat and they both fell on the floor here. I think if Vigilante, if they calmed that Chorong was gonna pop the ultimate right here, you don't Suzu Max here. Oh, he missed the beat anyways. Oh god. Oh, okay. Well, that literally is the entire fight. Chorong dropped the beat in here and slid out this way to make sure everybody got it, and Max happened to just step here and he missed the Lucio beat. Yeah, so that's a lost fight off the rip here. Okay, and let's watch Shu's POV from Kiriko. Can I learn anything here? Let's see. This is the fight before.
Cybernetics regulating. Area denial.
Oh, let's break it.
Beat.
Purify.
No, it's just clean up now. All right.
Help me move the
So far, so good, though. It's just a lot of decisiveness. Ooh, Violet swapped to Kiriko here, too. They swapped. Unfortunately, the beat not landing was the make or break at this level, right? At this point, everyone's mechanics are very polished. It's literally just timing, execution of your macro, of just like
feels good, huh?
committing and like making sure the commitment is clean of all small errors.
I'm
Okay, remember how earlier we said you have to collectively go as a team here to clear this high ground. I mean, before they started up here. Remember, if you guys join late, Blizzard World is a problem where every attacking team walks this way and leaves the high ground uncontested, and the supports get pelted in the back by DPSs on defense that just get to shoot you for free. So it's a good thing the entire attacking team went up here to clear it. That's your takeaway point here for Blizzard World. And they go into the room here. Going into the room here makes teams uncomfortable. When you're on defense here, you know Hisang is waiting patiently. When you're on defense here, it's just like, oh my god, they all went in there. Which way are they gonna pop out? Here, here, or here? Here is the most dangerous. A lot of teams tend to back out here. These guys are backing up here. Sometimes one person can wait. A sniper can wait here and then shoot you when you're not looking. So you kind of just like discombobulate the defense by just doing a unstandard rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hisang pops out right now to bait attention. So the timing, as soon as the rest of Crazy Raccoons shows themselves here, that is the exact moment Hisang strikes to pull attention. Because now Knife and Violet are looking this way. You drew 2 people to you, which means at most 3 people are looking here to give you more room. Imagine if you're just AFK here, then everybody can just spam down this area. They actually shot Shu a few times, but it's a good thing these guys responded to Hisang, or else Shu's, this spot looks terrible if you don't like know the context of the spot, right? Like imagine like walking up here and just seeing an Ana like this, right? It's free, but like this is contextual positioning. And this is the reason why people ask KarQ, why don't you make a positioning guide? I mean, I could tell you like sometimes as Ana I play up here, but positioning is so contextual. The position is good for like 2 seconds before it's not. It's impossible. There's too many variables to consider. Violet TP'd up here. Sojourn backed up onto this angle. The TP up here to deal with this disruptor shot. It just barely missed Shu. He had to drop. It's too risky. And then Hisang popped out. So imagine if Violet didn't pocket Shu here. Like, remember I said? Just juicy targets that are one shot. Anyways, let's watch it on defense first of Violet's entire play without pausing anymore. I'm done yapping. Remember, you mark the tracer, pocket for a second. I'm surprised he burned the swift step there. I didn't think he needed to do that. Good timing on the stomp. This is a clean fight here. Good defense, and they got it. That's why it's positioning and not position, because it's an active decision making. Correct. I like that. So the only reason why this was one off the rip was because Knife sat here, bottom off, went into a good spot, built up enough rail, counter through that, and instantly killed the tracer. That was a really good. So I guess Sojourn players, like if you know they're all rotating here, backing up here. As a tracer player, you're working with limited info, and then like you just got railed. Okay, that was just a 4v5, so that fight's over. Let's watch Violet. Defense here, spamming the choke up and aggressive, simply because the tanks are playing aggressive.
Not so fast.
Able to just look for cheeky shots like that.
Thanks for the heal.
He was gambling on going up there and then TPing out, but then he missed the wall climb. He's like, you know what? Let's just not do that. Crazy Raccoon still trying to like go into that area.
I am trouble.
Let's show them what we got.
Okay, so me personally, I would have never done that. I'm trying to think, why did he opt to TP like that? What prompted? Was he scared Shu was gonna walk more forward? I notice he always TPs on a stomp, whether it's team or enemy. I don't know if I'm overanalyzing. It's just to get a higher angle for a Suzu, to Suzu both. Didn't end up using it though. I was thinking about that too, because he's committing to the engagement. You expect the enemy team to respond. He still has Suzu right now. He doesn't need to use it yet.
I'm here.
Ah, choices here. All right. Low-key, I thought he was gonna TP to Mauga. I hear, if I'm a Kiriko player here in solo queue and I see this happening with me with the Kitsune rush, what's my first instinct? I saw my tank TP this way, I probably would have TP'd to Milgaru. This is like the classic chess. It's like you would have taken the knight here, but then the top player is like, no, we're gonna go to the bishop instead. he's the bishop, even though it's not obvious at first. It's like Mauga got out to safety. He is a tank. He has a mega health pack there. Knife is not. Low HP, they forgot about him. He killed Stalker in the duel back here. So now you regather yourself here with DPS potential, and Max stalls his life, because Max can stall. He can shoot the enemy Mauga and like live longer than a half HP Sojourn. And then Violet, when he takes this off angle while Max baits aggression, he's able to sneak a shot here. He thought he would back up there. That Suzu was like a guess on where he would move. And they actually turned that around. Wow. Not going into Max or Milgaru was insane.
Thanks.
Open fire.
Good aggressive shots. Always crosshairs at head level. What rank is this? These are all champion 1 levels. This is a professional match at the highest level. These are salaried players. You just joined. I'm trying to learn some Kiriko at this level because I'm trying to get better now.
Design at work. Disrupting. I'm just getting started. And you thought
大丈夫?
He's backing up to help flush out the Tracer, who's on an off angle. Just to make sure Proper doesn't lose that duel, although he got the Mega.
I'm on fire.
You don't have to over-aim a Tracer. These ones looked a little over-aimed, and then he realized the strafe pattern, and he just kept his crosshair here. Sometimes you can just wait for them to strafe into your shot to simplify things. Sometimes you have to recognize the pattern that your enemy is doing here. You notice this, Hisang is always going to be going left to right, so he already tried to adjust. And then now, instead of flicking to the left, he just waits for him to strafe back into it instead. He didn't overdo it. This is actually much more, it's prevalent in Kiriko, and I think it's really important as a Sojourn player to do that as well. I think if you over flick your rail shot, you're going to be in for a bad time. A lot of times you can fire, and then just wait, and then hit the rail right when they walk into it. Kind of like being patient as Widow as well.
moments are crucial. It's go time.
No bitch. Remember conceptually earlier I told you guys, go into the Mauga cage when you're playing with the Mauga. You have to go in and help, no? Gave him the resources.
This ends now.
Inside.
We saw it before. Everybody jumps into the cage because cage will just isolate and you just lose the 1v1. Like you have to just help. I like that. And that's the game. Okay, now let's watch how I guess Vigilante unsuccessfully attacked that on offense here. So I guess when you're on offense here, you're just chilling, looking for some openings here. Trying to put some shots into the Tracer wherever you can. Hisang dying early, not much you can do here. So actually both, I noticed Shu did it now and Vigilante too. Every time there's a jump from Mauga, they commit to the rush. You noticed Shu did it earlier, or Violet did it earlier. Whenever he saw a stomp coming, he TP'd, and at Vigilante, he sees the stomp coming, TP into Suzu.
I'm with you.
Although he didn't Suzu that time because it was his teammate going for it. Interesting. Just so you're ready for the collision, I guess. I like that. I picked up some things here.
What's up? Like a gentle rain.
Standard Kiri. You can heal bot a little bit here. Right, you're just farming for your ult charge. Nothing too crazy here. Don't worry about healing because you will self-heal if you pocket this. Is this the same engagement or is this a little different? Didn't commit to the TP until really late here now. Now you get pelted in the back. What a shot.
Got you. Feels good, huh?
Now this is the shame, the one that they accidentally lost. Wow, and then he got healed so much that he couldn't die. Wow, that looked like such a win after that crazy shot onto Proper, but damn. Okay, so a big takeaway. I mean, I know this, but if you get shot by Tracer, like your priority is to no longer pocket Max. Like you have to turn around for the Tracer because you won't be able to pocket him much longer if you're dead. You got to take the chance and kill the Tracer. Vigilante instantly felt the shots of Tracer got back shots by Tracer and instantly Had the Suzu to keep herself alive, or keep himself alive, excuse me, and then instantly 180'd and looked for the back shot source, and then bang, kill the threat, and then you can continue pocketing. Literally, if you just ignore and just keep pocketing max, literally the next clip, they're blinking onto you and clipping the rest of you, and then you're dead anyways. I'm inspired.
Oh, let's break it.
I'm with you.
Go in the cage. See? No bitch. Well, a little too late though. I think Vigilante was a little too indecisive there. Although that being said, I think going in the cage any earlier, nothing would have changed because they had a full, like, let's say, like right here, it was a TP to Stalker rather than the TP to the antied Max here. A single choice here.
I'm with you.
Delayed. Literally after 1 second, Max continues to lose HP. Because these guys have beat, I think it's easy to see now. Honestly, that happened so fast. I can see it now, but like, you see the anti, you just blink into this where Chorong is, and you Suzu this and fight it here. That's all you can do here. Maybe they thought Stalker would be more inside, so we played it safely. Remember how Shu opted not to TP to the tank and went for the Sojourn and the defensive fight earlier? And now Vigilante opted to go for Stalker instead of going to save Max. I think contextually, obviously you can see there Max was antied and everybody else had the Lucio beat, but these are split-second decisions. I don't think I need to watch the rest of this. This is the final fight.
My gift to you.
But I'll watch it anyways. Just for sanity.
30 seconds remaining.
This ends now.
Now he goes in.
Just try. It's go time.
Early on the Suzu, but it's a nano Sojourn. What can you do? Okay, and that's the end of the fight. All right, well, key takeaways from this professional match on Kiriko. I think I pointed them out as we went left to right, but I think for me, what I'm gonna do in my games now is just commit to the decision as fast as I can.